And welcome everybody, how are you all doing tonight? I hope you're doing absolutely fantastic. Tonight is actually going to be our first match of the entire season, believe it or not, season 2 going in strong. We were tonight going to have a team or a matchup between 15% Bro and Arson Esports. Of course, you guys can read, it's both in the title, written above me, all that good stuff. If I was to introduce the teams more or less, Arson Esports, they have played in the last season. Sadly, didn't qualify for the playoffs, but they are back and back in strength. Most of the names here actually do not ring a bell, so either the players... Oh, yeah, the lighting on my camera is meant to have the ceiling light off. Most of these names don't ring any bells, so I would assume Arson Esports has worked heavily on their roster in hopes of improving it. No offense to the previous matchup or to the previous lineup. But yeah, all in all, I do expect and hope for their sake that their performances are going to be better than what they presented to us during the previous season. 15% Bro, they were not here last season. However, they were here during our last tournament season. So as far as the DAL as an entire org goes, we know them, and they actually won the last season's tournaments.
Team is stacked.
So they are going to have...
No, he's not good. He's gold too, but his team is stacked, Cooper.
I'm just gonna mute them real quick. Wait,
Change his name
am I still talking in game chat? Is the button like stuck or something?
I gotta go. All right, bro. I'll see you. For who?
Okay, I thought I was speaking in game chats. Yeah. So that and 50% Bro, like I said, they won the last season's tournament. So they are definitely a team that has a pretty good potential to be a high-performing team. That is the bare minimum of what I could say. I'm receiving a few different messages here and there to manage a few things left and right. So there we have it. Pandaru, or I'm just going to call you Panda. He is an admin alongside me over at the DAL, here basically. So I just gave you admin. That is perfect. Another thing I wanted to manage was I just received the logo in the proper format for Arson Esports. So with that out of the way... Oh no. Wait, if I just rename it to JPEG, or PNG rather... Is it going to break the file? No, it doesn't. Awesome. Yeah, because so I hadn't received the team's logo, but that is just a matter of time as I can update it as we speak. Drag and drop and update. Come on, just work here, please, would you? Desktop, team logos, right here. Please work. 0%. Why are you like this? Because I don't want to have just a dumb old American flag. Not that the American flag is dumb and old, but, you know, teams' logos do look better. And those overlays, why are you still in WEP format? If I just change you to PNG and want to update you, is map band broken? If I just hit update, is it going to work? Doesn't look like it. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Why is Mappan not cooperative tonight? Yeah. Yeah, unfortunate. They're still missing a player or two that is perfect. It's going to give me some time to, for example, open it up in Paint, not change it up one bit, and just re-render it or re-export it as a proper PNG. And let's just wait for the thing to unfreeze and call it Arson. There we go. I don't care losing any kind of transparency since we didn't have any to begin with. And arson.png. Yeah, this one is gonna work. Update team, and there. Drum roll, please. Come on, OBS. Now you. It should work though. I'm seeing it here, so eventually it is going to update. That is good. So that was item number 1. Item number 2 is small-ish announcements regarding the league. We may actually have a few more teams that are going to register late. We're going to be careful as to make sure to not mess up the current matchups, because we likely will have to reseed another bracket and just like manually enter the scores of the games that have been played already. Imagine like the one team that had a free win in bracket A, or in group A should I say, well, they're going to be matched against the newcomers. And yeah, it shouldn't change too much, or it shouldn't change up next to nothing basically. But the good news is that we are going to have, if everything goes perfectly, a grand total of 16 teams, which was our initial goal in the first place. So it's going to be better late. It's going to be a situation of better late than never. If I was to talk about tonight's matchup, so 15% Brew, Arson Esports, we talked about the teams themselves, but what about the matches? Matches are going to be quite interesting. We are going to have Consulates as our first map, Cafe Dostoyevsky as the second one, and finally Oregon. 15% Bro will be beginning on attack on all 3 of these maps, for better or for worse. Echo should be self-banned due to the bug that's currently in the game. However, as there's another game that is currently underway and I didn't quite get a chance to tell it to them because I'm late as always, he is not going to be self-banned this week out of fairness to the other teams, which would then have the game, or which would then be playing the game under different set of rules compared to this one match. But starting next week, until the bug or the problem has been fixed, he's going to be self-banned. Other than that, we are now 8 players in. 15% Bro. They had one player in before. They had all 5 of their guys, right? So it shouldn't be too much to ask of them to get their 5th back in. And Arson Esports, of course, are still working on it, and that shouldn't be too long. Last thing I might want to touch up on is the Linux is back. That's perfect. Is the poll. Let me just figure this out first, though. Yes. So, guys, who will win? I am quite curious to see what you think. And as I say this, all 10 players are in. So, guys, just to make sure, are you ready? And are all 10 of your mouses running?
Yeah.
All right,
yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, without, yep.
Are you what's your face, Garfield? I'm just curious.
I'm not Garfield. No, I'm Hans.
Dang it.
All right.
Yeah, but like earlier though.
Maybe, I don't know. All right, before real though. Without further ado, good luck, have fun, and may the best team win, guys. Consulate, yeah, that's right, perfect. Yeah, good luck, have fun. And without further ado, we will jump right into the game. However, there's going to be a small little smudge I'm going to have to update, and it's going to be the overlay. Yeah, let me just remove that one. And we may not be on the proper style. I will update this whenever I get a breather. But until then, that overlay can be disabled, and our operator bans are beginning. So there is going to be an IQ ban for Arson Esports. IQ is quite an interesting operator, I gotta say, in the sense that she is, intel or utility denial. Of course, you could reasonably expect, for example, Valkyrie to be present and to constantly throw cameras outside. This map is just so good when it comes to intel, right? If I was to put it in one word, palm trees. Palm trees, and also the sapling trees that you can see on, for example, Chalet, are pretty good to hide a camera without cutting off its field of view. So you can hide a cam in the leaves of the palm tree, but it's still gonna see a big portion of the map. But that is just part of the picture, because Melusi is going to be our last man. It's only part of the picture. Because having a camera outside is just as good, as long as is just relevant as long as the attackers themselves will be outside, right? And to that I say, well, this map right here, Consulate, is going to offer multiple pertinent spots for attackers just to rappel on windows, on balconies, and give them a good reason to spend time outside within the field of view of those hypothetical cameras, which will not be displayed here, as of course Valkyrie ended up being banned. Yeah, I did want to update the main scene, the UI real quick, because we usually do not use the invitational style, but the clean colors one. So if I just hit edit view, and we should have it there. Can I
need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Show icon stop. We should see the operator bans though. I'm not sure why they're not being displayed. But so yeah, map ban had a recent UI update, and I'm still trying to figure a few things out. So our first side will be, of course, console, office, and meeting room. So basically top floor. This comes to no surprise, right? This is, and by far, the best area, or the best bomb site in this map, or the easiest to defend. There's a few reasons for that. First and foremost, staircases are an obvious, choke point. And also, well, if you want to rappel in through a window, that makes a heck of a lot of noise. And rappelling or using the staircases are basically the two only ways in, if you do not count on the skylights hatches. But then again, if you jump in through a skylight, that is taking a grave risk. So I'm not even going to mention it, says the guy after talking about it for 15 to 20 seconds. Okay. 15% Bro are beginning the attack, and their initial insertion seems to be intended to be here around the open space area, or admin rather. And Nexi would be the first, potential candidate to deny or to contest that initial foothold on the building itself. Alvine is going to get a first kill. Oh, he is sneaky. That is nice. Jello's gonna get another kill, and that is, the beginning of the push here for 15%. James has to turn around, but of course he is gonna be too little, too late. That's the thing with the with Maestro's gun. He is heavy, but he is also slow. Ducky right here might get a kill using the advantage of surprise. Yes, he does put him down, but there's a nasty grenade. Feline is holding on to dear life here. He's still alive, uncontested, but it feels like a matter of time, right? You can see the silhouettes, the blue silhouettes surrounding him slowly but surely. Right here, the hatch blowing up above Ducky's head. He is gonna get the kill, so that's gonna be Linux, who was previously put down, now put out of his misery. Somebody is in the staircase right here. He seems to be expecting it. Pre-fires will win the day, and that is a refrag for Exile. Feline Claw got a nice kill, but the diffuser has been planted in the meantime, so he is working on borrowed time. There is somebody, I believe it is Alvine right here. So as soon as he peeks, Alvine is likely to shoot at him. This is a tough challenge. Feline will make it out alive, but he will not stay alive for too long before Exile catches up to him. That is going to be a first round one for 15% Bro, thanks to basically outfragging and outgunning their opponents. Let's see if we have replays working. Why do we have this twice? That's odd. If I come in here, delete this, and come on. I wanted to format my computer recently because, oh yeah, I know why it's this way. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Hey, where are the replays? There you go. That makes so much more sense. I wanted to format the computer recently because from time to time that's something I do to basically get off a clean slate. So I started the backup process, didn't actually do it, and then I just had a bunch of critical folders and files on, you know, on cloud storage thingies. So without further ado, those were our kills. Basically, outgunning your opponents wins the day. That is, you know, the takeaway I'm gonna get from this game right here. Simply put, of course, the diffuser has been planted, and there was some, I want to say, level of
Five seconds remaining.
at the very least, I I'm gonna hope for the best. Yeah, that was odd. That was odd, but we're back. Okay, yeah. I hate this. I hate this so much. So, never mind the UI, never mind the overlay. First round, basically, outgunning your opponent wins the day. That's all I gotta say. Second round, however, of course, the defenders lost. They're gonna go up there again. And they are going to just force a different outcome. The easy response being, let's just hold on to the area of the map where the attackers funneled in previously. For example, Linux here is probing with a few grenades, trying to get a sneaky kill. But no, he's just gonna kill himself. How unfortunate. So Fantix is gonna be left to his own devices, has to try to make something happen, but of course he does not want to force it more than necessary because he has the diffuser and, you know, he's still a heart breacher. So technically a VIP operator, but Jello walking up the stairs right here, that could be interesting. Wamai was seemingly unaware of his presence. That leads to one unfortunate kill and another one as James was just woefully unprepared. Nexi is still here and he is facing an uphill battle here. Fantix has been able to repel in unchallenged. Now it's going to be a sustained firefight that's going to be starting off. Alvine losing his life to FSH, to F. I'm not sure exactly how I'm supposed to pronounce that. The defense is still on the back foot, but it's already looking miles better than what it did before. So, F right here, last player alive, was all the way in the back of console. He is also going to lose his life, lose his firefight. But like I said, the performance was way better, right? At the end of the day, or at the end of the round, it was, if I'm not mistaken, if my short-term memory serves me right, a 2v1 situation. Like I said, if you want to use that metric, miles better than the first round. With any luck, at that rate, should the improvements keep on happening with such speed, eventually there is going to be a victory, or a round one for Arson Esports. So, let's try this again without breaking the damn thing this time. Let's go for the replays. There we go.
Bomb located by attackers.
Okay, yeah. Jackie saying no strats, no problem. To me, it feels like an adequate presentation or a depiction of events, right? As long as you can kill your opponents, everything else hardly matters, well, as long as we respect the time pressure that looms over the attacker's heads, right? But we aren't exactly going into the last few seconds of the round, so I guess that's a moot point. After losing twice at the top floor, Arson Esports will be trying something else, which, you know, absolutely makes sense, and that little something else will, of course, be a basement defense. Yeah, just out of curiosity, when I was referring to a potential lag on the stream, how was it? How was it on your end? Was the stream lagging hard or... Yeah, stream lag. Okay, it was. It was. Yeah, it'll last for 20 seconds at most. I know what caused this, and to be honest, it's my own stupidity. It will not repeat itself. I'm aware that the overlay, therefore, is not the right one. We'll also update that just after. Okay, so Nexi is gonna get a kill. It gets refragged immediately thereafter, so it's a 4v4 situation. Immediately after. Wait, who had the elite skin? I mean, none of the elite operators, banned elite operators, are in use. Only the elite skins of both Valkyrie and Twitch, sorry, are banned. We see hands now. yeah. Like I said, you can use. It's not like true. So I'm not going to be in here. Okay. 3v4 situation, not too bad, but Arson Esports are definitely being pushed back. Ducky here is going to be holding on to security room. He can quite easily, turn around and hold on a few different angles. James is going to get an important kill. That was Exile, actually. James still more or less left alone to defend the bomb site proper. And F is at the top floor, working on a roam, but working ever so slowly on a roam. Only 2 attackers remain, and that is going to be Linux getting a nice kill on James, but he might be exposing himself to F because he was roaming. But was is the right time phrase because he no longer is, and that's going to be a firefight, and Arson Esports will be winning their first round. All they had to do, seemingly, was to go on the basement floor. It was not a flat out or, blowout round 1, but they still won with a small advantage. It wasn't down to a 1v1. Okay, yeah. Let's go with the replays while I then fix everything else that is broken in the stream, if not in the world. But in the immediate sense of the word, world peace will have to wait as we're currently streaming. Yeah, it's actually right. Jokes aside. Jokes aside, why? Oh, this does not belong in there. Thank you very much. And this belongs in the garbage bin because we want to have the proper overlay on there. And there we have it. Okay, awesome. So yeah, those are the replays. It seems to me, it seems like it's once again a very frag-heavy map or a very frag-heavy game. We're trying somewhat to get the diffuser planted, but not more than absolutely necessary, right? And other than that, basically, killing and gunning seems to be the way to go here. Let's just also indicate that we went garage cafeteria. It was Arson Esports who won thanks to the enemy killed. Okay, gotta keep the round history accurate, right? Oh no, Nexi, what have you done? Losing a lot of his health, visibly due to an impact nade, as he is currently out of nades. But yeah, that is an unfortunate way to start off the round. He is going to be firing a few shots, and that was dangerously close. Not exactly sure whose silhouette that was. Who's the yeah, must have been Exile. Yeah, so Exile, you're lucky to still have your head in one piece. And Nexi knows, of course, not to push his luck more than necessary. He's low on health, but that's not the enemy's doing. And for the time being, he is going to be a pressure in the back of 15% Sports mind, because they now know that they can't just push in the OBJ because there's an active roaming threat. So if they want to expend resources to flush him out, and that was not the roamer, that was Ducky. Therefore, Jello is tagging a pair of feet that he's unlikely to just hunt down right here, right now. And yeah, if somebody can evade the attacker's detection for some time, it would be a vigil. But I believe he just got tagged by poor Jello, by Jello rather. Yeah, he got identified. At the same time, Fish or F. I'm gonna assume the dot stands for an I, because that would make sense in my mind. I apologize if I mispronounce your gamer tag or misinterpret the situation by doing so, but here, Fish got his head blown off. He is out of the game, and nobody on the attacker's side took any damage in return, so that seems to be an unmitigated victory so far, but it will end right here, as we're gonna get a nice kill, 2 kills actually, from Arson Esports. Ducky here losing a lot of health, inflicting not enough damage in return, as he's gonna be the first one to fall in that engagement, leaving us with Nexi, who, once again, is low on health by his own doing, so that's an unfortunate turn of events, which will lead, later down the road, aka right now, to his demise. Feline Claw, last player alive, not exactly holding on to the objectives themselves. Linux is going to get a kill with a nade. And yeah, so for example, the attackers are now the masters of the bomb sites. They are likely to plant, because, you know, of course they are. And Feline will have to get the diffuser back. That natural could get a double kill with it. Oh, it gets one. Alvine is still up to a full 100% hit points. HP-wise, Linux is not looking too good, but he's just playing for cover. And Feline is walking up. But that might be the wrong call to make. After all, Linux, who was previously upstairs, was in the staircase. He went back up, and the wallbang games are going to be won by Feline Claw. Now, 1v1 situation, both players up to 100% hit points, and the time is running low for Feline Claw. His kit is incredibly close range, so Alvine running out might actually be the right call to make. For the time being, however, he is just going to be playing for, well, time. That's going to be a bait. Will Alvine bite? He apparently will, but no, we're not playing chicken. Right here, the kill does not happen! And that was a clutch by Alvine, as the enhanced kill feed tells us. So right here, yeah, he got a few bullets put into him before, you know, he was able to finish off his opponent. So to that, I would simply say, you should be aiming for the head, but then again, Fish is currently saying, hey, that headshot doesn't register well, or lol in that instance. Unfortunate is all I gotta say. Ubi, please, or, you know, Ubisoft will be Ubisoft. That seems accurate, I guess. Ubi will Ubi. But that was an interesting round, actually, because, you know, we were lobby and press room. 15% were able to win, granted, but still, it was unexpected, at the very least, right? You would have expected Arson to go to the top floor, since, you know, they couldn't win there, they wanted the basement, but the first floor would be considered weaker. Them going there was surprising. Almost worked. It was a 1v1 situation. Diffuser planted. Came down to the wire, literally. Was not enough, but I'm quite curious. Would it be the right call for them to go there again, because they have only a slight tweak to make to turn this previous round into a victory? Or would they rather go upstairs, where they weren't exactly as close to, you know, to take the cake? But on paper, it's supposed to be an easier site to defend. And the answer will be neither of those things. We are going to go archives and tellers. A bomb site I personally would not have expected at all. But I guess it makes perfect sense, because the way in which Arson Esports were able to almost win that last round was thanks to the advantage of surprise. And said advantage of surprise is absolutely going to be, you know, held intact for this next round, since they're taking the unexpected positioning. Our Nexi is, by the way, playing Capcan, so of course, if 15% blue are not watching their steps adequately, they are going to be facing a nasty surprise. Other than that, nothing too surprising, because of course, Feline Claw playing post, you know the name of the game, right? Hold on to the basement area, and they can then use shotguns or nitro cells to deny your plants at the top floor. Are 15% going to bite though? Oh gosh, they're playing quite aggressive, not caring in the slightest if the Selma charge blows up while they're vaulting over the wall right there. Linux just pushing quite aggressive. Jello will be droning for his teammates. That's rare to see an Ash droning. Why not? And the first firefights are erupting, but between the attackers and who exactly? Because I don't see which member of Arson Esports was returning fire. Definitely, however, we now know where Feline Claw is. And, you know, of course, the UMP-45 being a fairly weak gun, he is going to have to be quite clever and resourceful to go out of this, come out of this alive. Alvine here taking, you know, for a 55% damage due to that unfortunate entry denial device, the EDD. So he's gonna have to be more cautious moving forward, and that was an amazing play, buying time with the nomadic air jab to kill the pulse. He gets refragged immediately thereafter, but so does James, leaving us with a 2v effectively 3 situation. James could be revived, but it has to happen. Fentix now falling down. This is dramatic for 15%. Exile, he's playing a sniper, therefore his firepower is quite low, which is why he's playing with a secondary gun. But then again, you know, it might not be the best thing ever for him. Compound that to the fact that he's playing a 1v4 situation, not looking too good. And there you have it, Arson Esports just being the masters of this round. If they can pull off a few more rounds like this, their odds of winning many rounds and thus the game would go up drastically. Oh, and we had not updated the replays, so allow me to just real quick do that for ya. I'm still not paying attention sometimes, it's crazy. But yeah, so all in all, Alvine's play was really interesting. It's unfortunate that he had to trade one life from a life for a life, because that trade just isn't sustainable as soon as somebody else dies without getting a kill. For example, Fantix here, leaving basically Exile alone. Should have used the sniper rifle for an engagement at that distance, by the way. But I totally get that, when you're caught in the moment, swapping guns and thinking about those situations and about those factors in the first place is not exactly the first thing on the player's mind. Yeah, but all in all, there you have it. Unfortunate situation, but it also does give Arson Esports a fighting chance, as they're now only 1 point behind their opponents, which is, not a major disadvantage, and that's what we like to see. Start replay buffer, please. Studio mode. There we have it. Yeah, I now realize that I had made a few updates to my workflow, which I apparently was not ready for, because, wow, am I ever not efficient tonight?
Attackers are heading out to defuse a bomb.
I almost feel pathetic, to be honest. Okay. But we'll be ready for the next round. So this is going to be round number 6, last round before the role swap in the basement yet again. So Arson know why they won, know how they won, and they want to replicate that past success. Of course, 15% bro, they did get a chance to learn from their failures, and with any chance, they will be able to turn this previous defeat in a round 1. But of course, that's not going to happen if Arson have any say in the matter. If we were to just take a look, Fish is going to still, or FSH, once again, not sure how to pronounce that, is playing with Capcan. So if you don't watch your step, that might lead to one or a few untimely and unfortunate demises for 15%. But if that's what it takes to win, why not go for it? Feline playing with the smoke and the shotgun entry or area denial. He is going to be there to deny a plant. Ducky staying on the cameras, but he is going to be the defender of Cafeteria. James, of course, staying right here behind the white van, trying to get the kill. And if not him, that's going to be Feline. Barely missed it. But you can see when you play aggro at close range with the shotgun, this is the kind of results you can expect. Seemingly out of nowhere, Alvin here is watching the spiral staircase, probably because he knows Fish is at the top there. And oh, if you're not cautious, this is going to be very dangerous. But no, Nexi is going to get a nice kill. And luckily for him, the yellow stairs were not watched or not held from outside, because if not, that rotation would have been fatal. Jello is basically, roaming, or he's tracking down his opponents, trying to find Nexi, but Nexi is back on site, and he's been for a few seconds by now. Fish was at the top of the staircase, could have maybe gone for a roam to replace his teammate, but that's not going to be the case. Feline lost a huge amount of health. What slither is that? 1 or 2 HP at most, leaving him extremely vulnerable. And that play that Linux is deploying or executing right now could very well be the end of him. But no matter who he ends up finding, he's going to shoot at them. For example, that was a near miss line of sight wise on James, forcing the defenders back. And considering the Fantix is still up, and that I believe was Jello destroyed the electric cloth from above, well, Fantix could probably open up the main wall, which he didn't do. Oh no, the electric cloth had not been destroyed. We're missing a kill. Panda has to go. Panda, thank you very much for having been here. The good news is, well, we did need you, in the sense that no moderating on the chat was necessary. Therefore, good news. And yeah, have an amazing rest of the night, or good night, and have a great day tomorrow, basically.
5 seconds.
Okay, so yeah, that to me feels like it was a tactical timeout. At the end of the round here, Jelos just stopped trying and wanted to know why that didn't work out. He wanted to figure something out to turn this to turn this upside down, to just, you know, improve his chances of winning next round. And round number 6 here, let's go for the replays. Sorry about that. Where are the replays? They're here. Update that with, oh gosh, so many replays. With those, we didn't catch too many kills this round. And that's even the last kill of the previous round. But the good news is, it's going to be a 3-3 situation now. 3-3 situation, thus keeping the sides to an equilibrium, or, you know, giving it a 50-50 chance of winning for the next round, or, you know, neither team really having the upper hand right here is basically what I was trying to say. Let's just jump into that POV right here. And I am going to have to edit a small little something because just add an S here, save that, and tell me, is that now going to work? Yes, it does. Awesome. Okay.
10 seconds left.
Yep. So 15% bro without any surprises. We'll be defending the top floor first and foremost. Of course, it was the primary bomb site for Arson Esports. It's also going to be the case for 15%. The team composition is going to be slightly, and, you know, ever so slightly different in the sense that 15% are bringing a Jaeger. That's also something Arson were doing, but they're going to be bringing a Wamai on top of that to have this extra protection against grenades and any kind of utility. Let's see how important those, you know, operative picks can be. I'm just gonna say this. Now we have double the potential counters for a Yank here, so that can be a really good pick. Ducky losing a lot of health. How are you this low? To be honest, I couldn't tell you. Must have been shot at from the main lobby, but no roamers there. Has Alvine been peeking out? Seems to be the next most logical choice, or the next most logical, you know, hypothesis. But considering that Ducky was this close to the building, this close to the wall, somebody at the top floor would have had an extremely narrow line of sight on him. So I'm just gonna proclaim my ignorance here, basically. More than that, Arson Esports are taking point, right? They are exerting pressure from multiple angles at once. You know, for example, Nexi here with the face shield exposing himself only very little, cutting off rotations, hoping for Fish to get a kill or to push forward to cause something to happen. Of course, Fantix is here ready to respond in kind should it be needed, and it likely will be in a few moments. But in the meantime, the timer is going down, right? It seems to be a fairly passive playstyle coming from Arson. I mean, Fish here is holding an angle, waiting to be pushed. Of course, nobody's going to push him. Nexi is doing the same. And then you have, I want to call them the anti-roaming squad on the first floor, plus James, who's doing basically the same thing, right? Holding an angle, waiting for somebody to flank, to rotate, or to push him. An ideal, you know, situation to force the defender to move out is, for example, to send him an aid, cook it or don't. He's either going to blow up or run away and, you know, eat a few Latin bullets in the meantime. That's the basic gist of it right here. Fish coming in, getting a kill. That cost him a few hit points, but he still manages to get the thing done. That's going to be a nasty double kill. Nicely done. He has the diffuser, but he's not going to get it down, unfortunately. And that's just a flurry of kills happening in quick succession. Feline Claw, last player alive in a 1v2 situation. 30 seconds on the clock. He is going to have to try to plant it down, and he is working on just that. Exile is here. Jello coming back up. I was almost going to guess that Jello was going to play verticality, which could have been in grave danger. Is he going to get a diffuser down? No, he does not. 15% bro, therefore winning round number 7, gaining their 4th point, again taking the lead, and that by a very narrow margin. If you know, a fraction of a second more, and the diffuser would have been planted down. Okay, let's go with those replays. There we go. So this was played in console, won by 15% by getting the kills. Awesome. Yeah. The skins sont banned, so freezing. The banned skins are basically the skins that you have on Rule 3.3.6. of the rulebook. Since we're in between 2 rounds here, I'm just gonna pop it up real quick to have the exhaustive list, because so far I have not seen any banned skins. So if we
Attackers need to locate and
come on,
defuse
come on.
bombs.
Come on, scale, thank you. If we open up rule 3.3.6, right here, Outbreak Collection, Wind Bastion, Blood Orchid, Twitch and Valkyrie Elite, Ember Rise, Seared Flats, Satellite, and Wanderer.
Attackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
I haven't seen any of these skins yet. I mean, for example, should a Sledge Elite be there? That doesn't bother me because Sledge Elite is not banned. Or for example, I had a discussion with another member of another team earlier today who said something along the lines of, well, Mozzie Elite or the Mozzie Pepperoni skin should be banned because that makes the head bigger. Does it affect the hitbox? I'm not sure, but basically it makes them so much easier to spot and then to shoot out. And to that I'm gonna say, well, don't use it yourself and hope that your opponent isn't as thoughtful as you are and that they're gonna use it, right? So, yeah, to me it feels like some other orgs maybe using other routes, which creates this confusion. But I can guarantee you we're following the Faceit or the current Pro League rules. And last I checked, being yesterday, only, you know, those skins I've just listed here were banned and still are banned. Okay. So that's Nexi getting the first blood. He is playing aggro, anti-roaming playstyle. Linux is gonna bite the dust extremely early on. Exile here still watching the yellow stairs. Alvine behind that mirror window. We wouldn't want it to be destroyed by a Hibana or an Ace from afar. Though neither of those operators, except Ace, I'm gonna have to eat my words here. Ace is here, but of course he's using the Selma charges to open up the wall itself. Is it just me, or why did that part of the hard wall not get destroyed? Yubi, please. You can also hear Fish opening up or just planting down those track stingers. So he's just playing flank watch somewhere. That's somewhere, to be precise, being... yellow stairs. Of course, yellow stairs. So the classic example would be Exile here. Exile could not just walk up the yellow stairs and start attacking those anti-roaming operators. But right there, oh, Ducky was not as sneaky as he thought he was, leaving us with a 3v4 situation. 1 minute, say 20 on the clock. I'm rounding up here, and the attackers will have to go for plan B, as plan A is more or less failing right now. James also coming down the spiral staircase, going back up, expecting a roamer. But there are track stingers everywhere. You couldn't just have a roamer on your back just like that. Still, the defense does have the numerical advantage, and that's without considering the fact that, well, the time is playing in their favor. Alvine absolutely ready, still has an extra cell. Exile wants to push up, apparently. But he really doesn't have to, right? The attackers are gonna come to him. And James is visibly low on intel because he's actively expecting a threat, you know, a roamer to come up behind him. And, you know, I can guarantee you, no such roamer is coming. So that's just wasting or misusing resources for the attackers. And, you know, resources they desperately need because Arson are already at a numerical disadvantage, just quote-unquote wasting another human life or human attention is the kind of mistakes they can ill afford to make right now. 16 seconds on the clock. Next, he has to pull off a 4-man clutch. Gets one, almost getting 2. And that was a double kill. If he got the clutch off, I mean, he never would have, right? Didn't have time to run from one opponent to another, even if he got the instant headshot kill. But let's just play fantasy land here. It would have been an ace because he got the first. Because as soon as he got the first kill of that 1v4 situation, double kill popped up on the screen. Let's go for those replays. And yeah, as we can see right here, all I gotta say is killing. Killing and outgunning your opponent is all it takes. And you can see it right here. Admittedly, Arson did try to come up with, you know, some strategy, playing verticality, opening up the main wall, and pinching the defenders this way. It didn't work out though. They got the first blood. Jaeger, from the top of my mind, forgot who was playing a Jaeger. Linux being the first one to bite the dust, but that initial advantage Arson had, they lost immediately thereafter, unfortunately. And one thing led to another, and that's how they basically lost the round, leaving us with a 5-3 situation. 15% are basically forced now into their tertiary bomb sites. Which is going to be lobby and press room. Is it going to matter? Is it going to have an impact? I mean, possibly. After all, if it is a weaker bomb site than the two previous ones they just picked, so that could give Arson some hope. But they never were too close to win a round since we started attacking. Right here, Fentix is preparing for a spawn kill. Exile is also playing quite aggressive. Nobody's going to peek them because, of course, that strategy has been droned out and has been realized. And it really is a coordinated effort. Alvine will be biting the dust. That's our Nexi. And it seems like Arson Esports have figured out a weakness in the defender's setup, and they use it at its fullest potential, right? Ducky and Nexi already having a really strong foothold on the building itself. It feels like James is going to be following suit pretty quickly. Exile is walking up. He wants to meet them and to contest, control of the top floor. Because, of course, if you have top floor control, you can then let death rain down on the defenders. He got a nice kill, but I don't think he realized that... Is it James or Feline? Feline is right here. Oh, don't look up. Look down, and you're going to find Exile. And once again, I do not believe Exile is aware of the threat, because he's not acting like there's a threat right now. Hibana from afar opening up those, or planting those X-Caros. Once again, Exile could maybe contest them, but if he does... Oh, Feline no longer there. Both teams were low on intel because that was an easy kill that Feline missed out on. And of course, Exile didn't react to a threat, so I guess if he won the firefight, he also could have gotten the kill. Could have gone both ways. But for the time being, it's more or less of a stagnant situation, right? The easiest example to point out to is, James. James could be pushing forward, but Exile is there. Exile could be pushing him. Neither team's really looking to get any advantage or looking to push in. And as soon as that happens, it's going to be Exile who forces things, gets a kill, gets refragged, not really gaining an advantage. But then Jello gets another frag, and that tips the scales, as it leaves us with a 2v3 situation. Diffuser lost for Arson Esports. Now a 1v3 situation. Still, Diffuser lost for Arson Esports. And Fish, last one alive. Holding the narrow angle there, but that is going to be Jello, who's not going to get a triple kill. Nice refrag. Still, 1v2 situation. Still, Diffuser lost. And those windows are going to be a major, major pain. There's no way to move up or to, move into the building without exposing yourself to those windows. And of course, the angle is being held. Right there, he sees him. What is he going to do? Oh, of course, he had to get to cover, even if that was running towards the dead angle for the defenders. But Linux, which is not going to let that happen, even if he has to jump out, even if he has to jump on a claymore, seemingly. Could have been a claymore there, right? Has no care in the world for his own safety. The logic being, if your opponent's dead, well, you might as well jump on a claymore because you already won the round. And that is going to be it for round number, that was round number 9. And at this point, we have a 3 rounds win streak for 15% bro. And this is now a match point situation. They only have to win the next round, and then they're going to have the first map in the bag. Interesting yet scary thoughts. The matchups seem to be fairly balanced for the first half, right? I mean, it being a 3-3 scoreline by the time the half points or halftime mark occurred. But as soon as the rules did switch, well, Arson Esports were not able to make any headway whatsoever, and that's somewhat scary or unsettling, especially if you're a Arson Esports supporter or fan, or, well, if you're Arson Esports themselves. So, match point situation. We are going to be back at the top floor in the console office and projector room, or meeting room, technically it's called, with a composition that is ever evolving. To me, it doesn't feel like 15% bro had to keep evolving. It's not a adapt or die situation, but still, Ella is going to be making an appearance. Is it for the kit? Is it for the gun? I mean, if you pick your operator because you want to spawn peek, there's probably a better gun than this pistol to do it. I mean, think Doc and the MP5. But Fantix is going to get a nice kill using the MP5K. Exile missing his shots or not pushing his luck too hard. And other than that, James Crit, the first one to die, was the bird with the diffuser. It should be a major challenge for the attackers, for Arson, to get the diffuser back. But as I say this, of course, C-Line has it in her back pocket. Or Feline. C-Line, wow. Yeah, Celine Dion is not here tonight. Feline, yeah, sorry about that. Our Nexi was interesting because, oh, is there a silhouette inside? Is he above? I thought, oh yeah, right, the orange silhouette is here. But the person I actually wanted to talk about was our Nexi, because he was able to find a way into the building without being located, but that was until now. How did you die like this? Honestly, couldn't tell. Was an extra cell placed like directly on the hatch? Probably, and right there's going to be a nice double kill by Fantix, who is then going to be clearing the way for Ducky to revive our Nexi, leaving us back with a 3-3 situation. Nexi is low on health. Of course, the health pool is going to favor 15%, and they still have perfect or near uncontested control on the bomb site itself. So that's also absolutely good news. But moreover, there's a lot of time remaining. So, for example, Arson have more than enough time to change that situation. For example, droning your opponent out. That failed as Smoke here got a nice kill. Or repositioning yourself to not a convincing push on OBJ, but Feline here just with a triple kill. He's on his way to get an ace proper, and that would be an amazing way to not fall or to not lose the match, as we are in a match point situation. I just want to stress this out. Should Arson lose that attack, they would lose the first match altogether, leaving us with Feline, who now has to do it. He's in a do-or-die situation, gets the fourth! Now a 1v1 situation, both players roughly at equal health. Jello still has 3 toxic babes in the back pocket, so he can basically deny the plant or deny the access to any part of the map for as long as he wants, or for until the rest of the game. And he knows now exactly who his opponent is. I don't believe Jello is aware that he's been spotted out. Diffuser is probably going to be planted. We may attempt it. Wallbangs are being returned in kind. Low on ammo, but no! That's not going to work. Jello won a clutch. Indeed, he did. And that was amazing, because he also denied an ace. I gotta say, I kind of feel bad, though, for poor Feline, who almost, you know, climbed out of the hole Arson Esports were in. Unfortunately, he didn't manage to do it, but that was an amazing attempt and an amazing performance, only for the first map of the night. That's something. Gotta say, that is something. So let's just analyze real quick the timeline. You can see where or which rounds were extremely close. This one, for example, as it was a 1v1 situation. Other than that,
good half. Wait, can we sub someone out?
Technically, you're not supposed to, but I don't mind too much in the sense that I'd rather have a game with irregular settings than no game at all, you know? So as long as the other team is fine with that, I'm fine with it too. Yeah, Alvine, second map is Cafe. So.
Yeah, because one person has to go, so that's what I was asking.
Just
either that or we have to 4v5.
The replays. So yeah, like I said, I don't mind. But I guess you're not exactly asking me. So I'm just gonna say this in French. Guys, dans l'autre équipe, il faut qu'il remplace un joueur parce qu'il y a quelqu'un qui doit partir. Techniquement, c'est contre les règles. Mais si ça vous dérange pas, évidemment, moi je cherche pas une sanction sans qu'on me le demande. Parfait. They don't mind. You can swap a player out. Our map was Cafe. There we go. And the last round had been played in console office, won by 15% by enemies killed. If I update this, and we can then jump into the next map. Perfect. So guys, I hope you enjoyed that game, because it was a nice match. I do want to say it was a nice match. Let's get back into that scene. And no camera. Okay. Yeah, so remember at the beginning of the near the beginning of the stream, I did make things kind of crash or freeze for a while. I'm gonna have to do it once more to rectify the mistake I did, because I swapped actually scene collections in OBS, and that's something OBS doesn't like too much. So to correct the mistake I did, I'm gonna jump back in. So yeah, it's gonna take, you know, roughly 20 seconds at most, and I will be right back. So if you're ready, or awesome, you're ready, well, then you know the drill. Good luck, have fun, and may the best team win. Also, your mouse are still running, question mark, and, you know, also talking to Skiller, right? The new addition. So Skiller, I hope you started up your mouse. All right, well, good luck, have fun, may the best team win. And without further ado, we are gonna jump right into it. If I come right here, and this one, no. God damn it. Let's get here, and this. Like so, and like so. Perfect. Okay, so map bans, or operator bans should I say, are going to be a go. No, smart bans. Yeah, let's not jump into this right now. So our first ban coming off of Arson Esports is going to be Jackal. Of course, so we are playing a cafe right now. So for what it's worth, it's a map that's quite vertical. A lot of vertical pressure can be exerted on the defenders on just about any bomb site, to be honest. Hard breaching is important, but not as important as plenty of other sites. Thatcher is going to be your next ban. Of course, this one makes perfect sense. You can fry just about anything with it, right? Well, my magnets, ADS devices, goo mines, Grismop mines, cameras, be it yokai drones, evil eye cameras, or Valk cams. So, you know, just an all-around excellent utility denial. Mira, of course, also makes perfect sense. She's just a good all-around ban. You absolutely do hate to be in front of a Mira window, so this is why she is going to be, you know, taken off the board. And finally, Smoke. Does that feel like a target ban? It could be, and I feel like Jello is feeling personally attacked by that, because he's saying, why me? And Nexi basically saying that last shot was nutty. Gotta agree with that. And could it be because of that last shot that you are banning him? That would make a lot of sense to me. Hide. Can I not hide the overlay, but like hide the name of the team as a map ban, please? Hide overlay, no. Show map plays. Yeah, I'm gonna have to update it elsewhere. I'm still trying to figure out how this new map ban overlay. Hide team names, there you have it. If I edit this. Oh yes, looking so much better. Looking so much better. Perfect. So, round number 1, played at the top floor, though I did hide them, and then I, like a dummy, didn't actually enter team names in OBS or in Rainbow Six proper, so I guess I might as well have them on. Okay. So, what do we have here? We have Arson Esports defending. Like I said, they are always going to be defending here. They're starting on defense on every map that we have tonight. First defense is, of course, going to be Bar and Cocktail Lounge, because that is the ever so popular first bomb site on this map. But what else is there? What else do we have? If I was to look at it, basically it's going to be Maestro as an intel, as a planting aisle, Valkyrie R Nexi to capture intel, James to deny intel, Feline is a trap operator, but he can also feed intel, you know, when a Goon Mine blows open, you know exactly where an opponent is, and Skiller, Jaeger, of course, is also always going to be a good idea to bring on the table. Fentix on the roof, Jello on the roof, Exile coming up, Alvine is there, and Linux also. Nothing out of the ordinary, absolutely. Sledge right here opening up the hatch, but the drone isn't going to go too far thanks to that mute jammer. And it's not like a Motzi pest, right? You cannot just suicide one drone on it to have the other one blow or the other one pass through. So you're kind of screwed. Jello has to physically go in, trying to make something give in. But he is low on intel, as of course he could wallbang Arnexi right here, but that's not going to happen. I believe I heard Linux toss a Selma, but there you have it. The mute jammer is going to be a problem. Which is pretty quickly solved. Also, do note the complete lack of defenders holding on to Piano. Oh, and that angle is nasty. Nexi trying to get something with the Nitro Cell. That's not going to happen, but Ash was right there waiting for him. Just beneath the Evil Eye camera, not being spotted out for some reason. That's going to be James getting a nice headshot here. 3v4 situation. The attackers are not making as much progress as they did last time. That is slightly unfortunate, but not the end of the world. Still doable. Still possible to bring this back to that Evil Eye camera. It's going to be taunting and taunting Alvine. A really good candidate to destroy, said Evil Eye camera. Could have been Ash, but alas, Jello is no more. Leaving us, alright, with a nice headshot for Linux. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful aim, beautiful accuracy. Feline Claw and James are more or less, or all three, it's the defenders actually, are stuck in the same area of the map, so it should make it fairly easy to cut them off, or, you know, to cut off a rotation which they would hypothetically all have to use. But that was theory, and in practice, it does not work that way. James getting a nice kill, giving them, once again, the numerical advantage. Smoke is popping, and we will be planting the diffuser. Of course, the Evil Eye will see it. It's likely to attempt to deny the plant. No, he doesn't realize that Linux is planting. It's going to be a kill, and Linux is going to fall down immediately thereafter as well, leaving us thus with a 2v0 situation and more than enough time to destroy the diffuser. That is therefore going to be a first round 1 for Arson Esports. Thanks to the diffuser being destroyed. There you have it. Okay. Those are way too many replays. Which ones are from this round and which ones are from the round before? I think I know.
Attackers have recovered their diffuser.
Yeah, alright, so if you were to take a look at this round, once again, frag heavy. We're trying to get the diffuser planted, yes, but it is still a really nice try. If I was to analyze this round, what could I say? Arnexi's positioning at the very beginning should have been drained out by 15%. That they missed that is more or less unforgiving. And, you know, it might be kind of the beginning of the end for them, because making this kind of mistake early on is just going to compound itself over time. First and foremost. Second of all, our orange team here, Arson Esports, they were not defending Piano for some reason. That gave it up uncontested, and thus allowed, for example, here Ace to open up Fraser Wall, which then was used by the attackers to funnel in. Not in the long run, but it truly did matter, because of course the diffuser got destroyed, so the attackers lost, but it still kind of makes a point, doesn't it? So if we were to look at this round right here, after having one of the top floor, of course the defense has to go elsewhere, and that elsewhere is going to be on the first floor in the kitchen. And the kitchen defense is going to be drastically different, as you have to actually be cautious of your top floor, because vertical destructibility can be great on this part of the map. Fish, or FSH, is going to be here on Bakery. That flashbang is going to go off for some reason. Were there no ADS devices here? That's a scary thought. James trying to help as much as he can, trying to cut off. But oh, he's on ready. Gonna get the kill. Receiving some damage dealt to him in the process, but still, how? Why were you swapping guns at that moment? That was an unfortunate mistake. And now you also have Jello coming in slowly but surely. Fentix, or actually Ace, Linux himself, opening up that wall. Fentix is going to keep on doing the same thing. So instead of, you know, playing vertical destruction to get to the mute jammers, which will be quite difficult considering the map layout, he's just going to be using his breaching torch. James is going to be at the front lines here, has to fend off the attackers as much as he can. Jello right there, he might very well be one of the first potential candidates to funnel in. Knows exactly where James is. Not going to use the red ping, of course, because you don't want James to know he's being observed. That natural cell is going to be tossed, but to next to no effect. Alvine lost a few hit points, but nothing too major. I want to point out our Nexi here, because he could quite easily come down the stairs and flank the attackers if he's stealthy enough, and that's going to be a nice kill by James, fending off the pressure, but he is going to be too little too late, as first and foremost, he dies. But second of all, Diffuser is now being planted, so the attackers are taking control. And it does not look to me like Arson Esports are in a position to deny that. Feline is going to try to push forward, but the real threat here is going to be Jello. He has a crazy good cross angle. He's likely going to be watched. No, he gets one. Now the advantage surprise is up, but that does not matter. He gets in total a triple kill. Skiller thus has to rotate, but he was unaware of the air jab. Does not get the kill, loses life, and that is going to be 15% bro, winning the first round. Yeah, Fentix here in the bakery was absolutely ready for this. There you go. Let's go for the replays, because those replays are going to be amazing. I feel like we had really good kills here to showcase. The first example, of course, not. He was caught off guard, rotating with a shotgun, but still gets the kill. Gonna get refragged immediately there, or not immediately after he gets a kill there. But, you know, third time is the charm. He does not get IQ. IQ gets him. Leaving us with a 3-3 situation. Diffuser literally being planted, jumping now. Jello, double kill, total of a triple. And then afterwards, Skiller trying to roam, trying to rotate. But of course, he got cut off and caught off guard. I believe it was the Ella that was trying to come in through small bakery. But she heard the air jab. Apparently that communication didn't make it through. Hey, can we not get back here, please? Apparently the communication didn't make it through, though, because, of course, right there, unfortunately, poor Cade was unready for this. So that was a kitchen defense that has been won by 15% by killing the enemy. The next round is going to be more of the same, as we're going to go kitchen once more. And let's see exactly how it plays out. You can already see that there are going to be small updates to the playstyle. You know, minor ones. First and foremost, we're not going to be having a mute there. So the shotgun is going to disappear. What's it going to be replaced with, however? James is playing with Dog, so firepower might be better, but utility-wise, the kit is very, very basic. The idea being, Nexi is supposed to watch that from above, but he's also creating a nice opening for an attacker to take control of it. Arson did realize, though, that, well, 15% are not playing vertical. They're not taking control of the top floor to let hell rain down on the defenders, which is why the defenders feel free to just have Nexi sitting there, because he could get a beautiful kill, right? James can just forfeit control of small bakery, or prep room, should I say, invite the attackers in, and let Nexi just have a field day. That yet has to happen, because of course 15% are not that careless, so they're going at it slowly but surely. Oh, Jello watching a hell of an angle, not getting the kill, but the point has been made. He can be an absolute danger without revealing himself to Nexi. But, oh no, he's not spotting. He's not spotting Jello, but Jello spots him. The next danger is, of course, going to be Dog. James inflicting some damage. The war of attrition is taking its toll on him. And, of course, James is still up to 100 health. And it's not as if he had to heal himself once or twice in the process. No, he's still up to 100 fair and square. But that is going to change in the matter of one simple headshot. Skiller losing some damage, losing his life, actually, leaving us with Feline Claw. If somebody can do it, we learned it last game, it is him. That's an ace in a few seconds, because the diffuser is going to be planted soon. That's a lot to ask from anybody, or even him. So he is pinched, his position is known, the pre-fire is going to work, gets the double. but still, he is being pressed hard. That's a third! Looking for a fourth, rushing, heads down into danger. Alvine is gonna finish him off, but that was one hell of a stand. Look at that. That round does deserve replays. It absolutely does. And we have a few of them as well. All right, let's just hit the transition button before we make the thing full screen again. I think that would make a bit more sense. That was enemies killed, and 15% bro took the cake here. Yeah, so verticality would have been interesting, but our Nexi has been spotted out. I do like the, first of all, idea, but second of all, adaptability it showcases, because a regular team or a lesser team wouldn't have just picked up on the total lack of vertical play by 15% and used that knowledge to their advantage in the space of a single round. It took them one lonely round to pick up on that trend or on that fact and to act on it. You know, a lesser team, if they pick up on that at all, they would have needed many more rounds to see a pattern. And if I was just to play devil's advocate in a way, we're taking a risk, because 15% could have just tried to do the one thing and then use their secondary strategy for the second time to not be repetitive, to not be complacent. Not that they were complacent, but they definitely were repetitive. Okay. But without further ado, we could maybe jump into the next round. Round number 4, Bar and Cocktail Lounge again. Of course, Arson, they won there once. Trying to win here again. And they're going to go basically for what they did before, hoping to recreate their past success. The slight problem, or the slight inconvenience they could be facing, is the fact that 15% know what's coming. Because, of course, they went against that defense once. They lost against that defense once. So they might have figured out the weaknesses and patched the holes, so to say, in the meantime. There's somebody right here ready. Oh, that's FSH, or Fish, absolutely ready to just toss in a nitro cell, and he's gonna be reacting in kind. Does it work? Oh, Exa losing some amount of health, a overall minimal amount of health, but the bullets! If the explosives don't, well, lead is gonna do the job, right? That's gonna be a nice first kill. Is he gonna go for a second one? Jello will be getting a kill, but that is Fentic speaking exactly where Fish was looking at a few moments before. I also hear somebody knifing Barbara. That's going to be Alvine right here. So Alvine is not in immediate danger for F, but he is going to have to react to that pretty quickly. And that's not going to be just yet. The other threat was repelling up here, and that was Jello, but Jello is back on the roof. Right here, of course, Mute has been spotted out. At that point, asking or expecting a free fire from the attackers would not be out of the question. So Newt knew that, had to rotate out, and he is going to save his life. But Nexi is going to be put down in the process. That's unfortunate. But oh boy, F is still going strong. Feline is in a really strong position to deny the plant or play for time until Mute comes back up, and that's going to come right here. And I don't think Feline has been spotted out in the meantime either, so that's really good. My game is lagging. It is not your stream, ladies and gentlemen. UB is going to UB. Right here. So in the meantime, Mute has found his way up to, onto Bar, probably trying to revive Nexi. That would be a great risk to take, but one that might be worth risking. No, the Gramble is not going to pay off. Feline, last player alive, gets the kill on the bird, the diffuser, going for another one, but no, gets shot in the back. Blue team, that is going to be 15% bro, winning our third round. And of course, the kill cam not showing the zoom of the scope because kill cams be broken. Let's go for this, for these replays.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
I liked how they tried, right? Fish almost getting the nitro cell. It was matter of luck more than anything else, to be honest. It didn't pan out. Well, that happens. But he's doubling down. Not give it up. You know, his position was revealed. He was standing beneath the hatch. So that could have been really dangerous, you know. Somebody could just cook a nade, have it bounce right on the edge of the hatch as to not expose themselves and get an immediate kill thereafter. But He was not afraid. He just kept on going and doubling down. Got him an immediate kill. That's the kind of thing you want to see.
Attackers dropped the diffuser.
And he wasn't on a tear. He was going strong. At the end of the day, it was barely not enough. But you still get, you know, the picture, right? So that was an attempt at defending bar that didn't work out too great. We are therefore going to be going bar again. And that's the second to last round before the role swap. So with any luck for Arson Esports, they're going to be able to bring this back up to a 3-3 situation. Because if not, things wouldn't be looking too great for them. I'm going to go on a limb here because this map would be considered as being defense-sided.
5 seconds left.
Well, the meta is ever evolving, right? So that might be contested by some people who say, oh, I have a really good strategy to defend or to attack this or this part of the map. But, you know, the general consensus would be that this map is leans a bit more towards the defensive side, which is why if Arson were to fail to get their upper hand while defending, once they start to attack, things are not going to look too great for them. Alvine, or actually it's going to be Linux here, who's you know, firing through the window, trying to see if somebody is there. There was Arnexi, but Arnexi is not going to be, you know, challenging his opponents more than necessary. What else is there for the time being? Oh, Jello falling to Feline Claw. That was interesting. So the roaming game hasn't been too prevalent, or hasn't been a major part of the defensive setup. But apparently there's a first for everything, not just being attempted once more. You can see, you know, the shockwave through the air, but it was just not enough to get a kill yet again. And at that point, the criticism I could make, or, you know, my just general reaction to that is, a natural cell is a very valuable tool in your utility, in your arsenal as a defender. So using it blindly through trial and error basically is a great risk to take, just like what Fish did right here, or is it Skiller? It's Killer, rather, did right here. He is wide open to a wallbang, and that's exactly what's going to happen right here. Fantix and Alvine getting a kill in rapid succession. 3v4 situation right now. Alvine is extremely low on health, so that could change pretty quickly. Well, in the matter of a bullet, be it to the pinky, to the toe, or to the face. But in the meantime, Fantix is just going to keep on fragging, and that leaves us with a 2v4 situation. James has a small, narrow, partial control of OBJ, and Feline, well, he's in Cocktail Lounge as well, holding the same angle as James, also looking towards the right corridor, freezer. So the defender's resources are stretched thin. James getting a nice kill, that is going to help out tremendously. Another one actually failing to deny the plant of the diffuser, and right here, there is going to be Alvine finally falling down. But the last attacker, Fantix, who now has a defensive role, can't afford to just sit on rooftop all day, look through the skylights, and I don't know if the defenders realize it, because, oh, they are going to be cautious. But Fantix, at that point, is still likely to have the last laugh. Oh, that is going to be with a nade. No, it gets eaten up by this device. He has to jump down. Will he get the kill? He does not. Orange team. That's going to be Arson Esports winning this by the skin of their teeth. Wow. Alvine saying bruh. And yeah, that would be a bruh moment. Absolutely. But hey, you might say that the round has been won due to a stupid mistake on the part of 15%. But I would say, you know, capitalizing on your opponent's mistakes is an absolutely valid way of playing the game. Definitely. Leaving us with a 2v3 situation. The role swap has yet to occur. This is going to be the last round before said role swap, actually. So, like I said, if you want to bring this back up to a 3-3 situation, it is going to be now or never. The previous round had to be won to make that hypothesis possible. And that is going to happen, well, basically right now.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Fantix saying that EDS, yeah. Had the Jaeger ADS, might I say, had the Jaeger ADS not been there, the outcome would have been different, that's for sure. I would just like to point out one small thing though. Is there a way to show rounds history? If I do this, is something gonna pop on stream? Oh, I'm gonna have to hit update, right? If I do this, yeah, it shows. So real quick, what I want to show is Arson Esports. Hey, why do we not have? Okay, I might be showing the wrong round history here.
5 seconds left before insertion.
I am. No, that was the previous game. My bad. Let's hide this.
Use a bomb.
And if I show this one, is it gonna be the right one? Please tell me it is. Fingers crossed. Oh. Well, what I was gonna say is the 2 rounds that Arson Esports were able to win, they won by destroying the diffuser. Kills wise, they're still lagging behind by a fair margin. So 15% bro, kind of just have to double down on the frag heavy playstyle, whereas Arson Esports, if they want to bring this back or if they want to turn the table, they would just have to play for time or somehow avoid those situations where they're likely to just fall victims to enemy fire, because that definitely seems to be their weakness. You know, vampires don't like garlic and silver, and Arson Esports don't like bullets. That's what I would have to say. The positioning here in the staircase, in red staircase, was white staircase, sorry, was interesting. Almost got a kill on Alvine. Didn't quite get the frag, and in the meantime, a double kill, and that's going to turn into a triple is going to happen, leaving us with Fish, last player alive at a 1v4 situation. Diffuser being planted. There is Fantix right there. He gets the kill, looking for... That was a double! Nicely done. What a flick shot! But still, Diffuser has been planted. Now his position is known. Oh, and using the rotation hole with the impact nade is a nifty way to circumvent those air jabs. The feet through the hatch. No, you could get an easy kill on Linux. I think it's Linux at least. Yeah, it's Linux. Turning around, getting back on him, back on Fish, but the enemy was there, had been spotted out. But Alvine is gonna get the final laugh here. So, a 4-2 situation. It is gonna be for the role swap. And yeah, that's an unfortunate jump run out, because he jumped expecting the enemy to be there. Alvine was there in the general sense of the word, but the situational awareness was just too poor to allow for a kill. Had Alvine died, yeah, he probably could have ran back in through garage. But at that point, Linux would have been absolutely ready for him, because the movements would have been extremely predictable. So all around, nice try, but the only thing I could really say is better luck next time. And next time might not happen, as we now are swapping roles. Therefore, well, Arson Esports will be attacking no more, or defending. They will defend no more. That sounds about right. Amazing, bruh. Yeah, a bruh moment this is. How come? How come he missed that? You know, a round ago. But without further ado, let's jump in and take a look at this one right here. 15% are now the resident defenders, and their playstyle might be somewhat different compared to their opponents. The biggest update that jumps to my mind would be Melusi's inclusion. So Jello does not want Arson to just run in and be a danger. Oh, and that Banshee's positioning is going to be interesting. Oh, and Exile's playstyle is going to be interesting. That's a spawn kill. Alvine is just barricading. He's no Valkyrie, so why did he tear down the window? Couldn't tell you. Jello here with another Banshee. That's the third one actually, so I could have missed one in the process, but hey, that happens. Fish saying that was illegal. Joe saying nah, that was no 2 seconds. I'll check the VOD. I'll check the VOD after the round. I feel like I'm gonna have to do that. Yeah. If it was before, well, if it was before 2 seconds, percent would lose the round. Fish kind of not liking the spawn kill he took there. You're fish saying you're joking right now. Yeah, so no matter the outcome, if it was under 2 seconds, that was illegal. Our next right here being stuck in a dining room, fish saying it was Jello getting a nice kill. And we have now a 2v5 situation. I feel like I'm missing every single one last frag here. But there you have it. Exile being a bit too aggressive, running into a situation where he doesn't know where the threat is. And that's going to cause the, you know, predictable outcome. Feline, if I was to guess, I would say he wants to link back up with his teammate. Let's also just underline the fact that he's playing with the AUG and not the G8. That would be unexpected. Alvine jumping down right here. Nexi ready to just jump into action. He moves 1 foot, you know, makes 1 step, and that's just enough noise for Alvine to realize where he is, leaving us with Feline, last player alive. And right here, he's holding the angle. It feels like a tactical timeout to me. He is gonna have to move up. He's gonna have to try something, right? Either he can just wait here and talk to his teammates. But seeing as he's moving and still aiming down sights, he is probably actively trying to salvage the round. The odds, you know, of a successful comeback happening at this point are crazy low. But better this than just giving up, right? But yeah, you know what? Since they seem to be playing for time, I might wanna also use that time to open up the VOD and check what happened there. Another nice frag. Linux just rushing in, trying to get the kill. But that's just great at this point, isn't it? And is it going to be another one? It is going to be another one. Feline Claw. Exile sinks 4 seconds. Checking right now. So yeah, forgive me, I will not be showing the replays because I'm going to have that spawn kill to check. Let's just mute the thing. I'm going to check 57. It was by 57. I'm just going to check a second time. So 59, 58, moving frame by frame. It was 2 seconds and 3/4. The spawn kill was legal. Okay, so here's what I got for you. We'll show the replays.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
As I didn't.
Attackers have located a bomb.
I'm going off the kill feed here because I didn't see the kill proper. So we're going to be missing out on the preparation phase, but well, they're going to be. Here are the replays. It was. We don't have too many replays because I missed out on a few important kills, and you know most of the kills were seeing during the replays are frags that happened once the situation was just unsalvageable. But at the end of the day, kills are kills. Okay.
Drop the bomb diffuser. Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
It took him a whole ass second to kill me. So I kind of missed out on a few messages here in the chat. But yeah, so all around, the kill was legal. I'm gonna have to allow it because working off the tools I have, the kill was legal, basically. Okay, so we have already lost fish. At this point, I feel like Arson's morale is somewhat low. Their performances are dropping off. Not significantly, but you know, losing a player here and there at the beginning of the round is putting them on a back foot, and that's putting them in a situation that they can ill afford to be in the first place. Because even with a full-on 5-5 situation, they're barely winning a few rounds here and there. So now that we're in a 5v3 situation proper, things are looking bleak. James here holding the angle, trying to get the kill. Holding a very, very narrow angle, but no, that's not going to be enough. Was that a quick peek? One tap? He has 16 bullets in the mag, so I couldn't tell you for sure. Looking for another one. That's going to be Feline. Once again, not using the G8. G8 could go burr, but it's not gonna. Nonetheless, I mean, I feel like the lower fire rate could be a problem, but no Exile trying to use the the fire alarm as a distraction. Almost worked, but he was just too greedy in that situation. If I was just to give a word of advice, in my mind, the two remaining attackers should group up together, because it's better to have two players together than have 2v1 situations, or two distinct 2v1 situations. Feline's position is known. Skill is going to get a kill right here. Jello now knows where his opponent is, and the second time he's not going to miss, leaving us with Skiller in a 1v3 situation. All of his health is still intact, but his position is known, and he is in a tough spot, right? If he was to be peeked here by Fentix rather, he would be absolutely exposed, and Fentix is not going to have to peek him because he just ran straight or heads down into him. Thing is, when you're running, your gun isn't ready at all. So when you're facing an opponent that's already ADSing, your chances of survival are going to be drastically reduced to next to 0, and that produces the outcome that we just saw right here. So there you have it. That was a kitchen defense by 15% that won it through, or thanks to the kills. Unfortunate, but not surprising considering the circumstances of the kill. Yeah, right here. And I think he could have strafed a bit more to the right, and, you know, to be half hidden by the width of the couch while reloading. At the end of the day, it wouldn't have changed much because his situational awareness wasn't there. If you're not actively ready for that threat, you're not going to win your firefights. Or next he's saying,
Attackers need to locate
I don't shoot straight. That's unfortunate. And that Cav kind of, or low-key looking, sexy or low-key looking thick, he said, well, that's going to be eye candy for you. But no more eye candy if the drone gets shot. And there you have it. No more. No more eye candy. It's a match point situation. This situation is going to be so much more desperate than the previous one, as a 15% grow now have a 4 points lead. I believe last time we were only talking about a 3 points lead. Yeah, only quote unquote in parentheses. The problem, or the overarching issue being that with those situations, the chances at a comeback for Arson Esports are going to go down, and with lower chances of survival, or lower chances of a comeback, well, it makes the match a bit less full of suspense, right? I'm not on the edge of my seat, because I really do feel like Arson's morale has tanked since, and that their performances have gone down. Fish here is going to survive to... Oh, was that a hard breach? No, he doesn't have the breaching charge in the back pocket, so I don't know what that was. Impact nade. He hot breach with an impact. So yeah, he gets a kill in Exile. Fentix gets the refrag. Exile saying, no! That Nitro Cell is going to be tossed. Is going to get a nice kill in Feline. Feline, I thought you knew that the Nitro Cell was coming. I saw him strafe to the right, or, you know, go back a little as far as you can, considering that you're repelling. But that was not enough, apparently. James is now in through, well, a VIP corridor, or garage, if you want to say. But he's not going to make too much headway this way. So he goes out, repelling up, and, you know, linking with your teammates might be the right thing to do. But no, extremely low on intel as we are. Fentix getting a double, but Jello going with an unfortunate refrag. James getting a kill. That leaves us with a 2v1 situation. Could he pull it off? If we were to pull out the stats real quick, Feline or James are, you know, they're maintaining their positive ratio frags-wise. So if somebody can do it, it's going to be either James or Feline. In that instance, well, James or nobody, it is going to be. Where are the defenders? Alvine, not a single kill in the world, reinforcing, and Fentix ready to receive the pressure. Oh, he knows he dropped down pre-fires, and that is going to be a victory. Fentix actually finishing off with an ace. Congratulations, Fentix. That was amazing. Finishing off with an ace. And 6 kills, actually, considering that you, unfortunately, team kills your friends, or your teammates. But there you have it. Jello is going to be the actual game lead, or game leader, rather. And let's take a look at this right here. Scoreboard. Oh, yeah, export to CSV. That's what I want. Oh, thank you. Timeline. Yeah, timeline right here. As you can see, Fentix got the ace. That's a hell of a lot of kills. Oh, wait. Fentix killed Fish. That's round number 9. That's the last one. Well, I'm not exactly sure how to interpret these things, but we will be sure to compound those numbers and to display them later on. All right, GG's, guys. Let's jump into the replays. And then we could maybe do an interview with the players. Small one, not too long. All right, well, GG's. And please don't forget to turn in your MOS files, guys, please. You're welcome, man. Let's disconnect from the lobby here. Maybe invite... Oh, yes, on the other match, we have all of the MOS files I wanted. That is perfect. For this match right here, let's just poke maybe Alvine. Ask him if he wants to do an interview. And I, in the meantime, could maybe go for that scene right here. Well, that will have been an interesting game. I hope you guys enjoyed. You know what? I'm just waiting for Alvine to respond, see if he wants to do an interview. If he doesn't, well, that's also fine. You can't win everyone. If I update this, is it going to show properly? Oh, yes. So it might be a bit late to show the map bands, but hey, this is more or less what it looked like. Not sure if the order is right, but for the bands, but for the picks, that at the very least is going to be it. Let's enter the scores on Gilded in the meantime. So right here, you know what? I'm not gonna enter the scores just yet, because it is then gonna lock down the thread. But one thing is for sure, on match number 1, have they reported the scores? No, they haven't. So you know what? So we have the one match between Nasty Clowns and NTNS that has been played already. The outcome of this is yet unknown, as the players haven't entered in the scores. If they don't, just tell it to me verbally like this. I'm going to open up the MOS files and take a look at the screenshots to determine the outcome by my own. And then finally, right here, if I enter in the scores, it is going to lock down the thread. So of course, I want the players to turn in their MOS files before that. So we're going to give them a few minutes still to do that. But in the meantime, or until then, I want to say thank you very much for having been here. I hope you guys enjoyed I hope you guys enjoyed the show. I know I did. If I was to open up the calendar real quick, we're gonna have another game scheduled, or 2 other games scheduled tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow it is going to be at 7:30 Eastern time. Mishmash Gaming against OnlyFans. Probably, or very likely, one of the best, if not the single best match of the entire main season. Last season, OnlyFans were the champions, so they're of course defending their title. And Mishmash Gaming, well, they came in second. They came in second. They came in second in the tournaments season, so not the league, but they still had an amazing performance. So these are 2 great teams. Oh, and Alvine just said yes. So you know what? Let's just jump into a call with him. So I'm asking him if he wants to do it alone or with alongside his teammates. If he wants to do it with a team, where we would then use like a proper channel, and if not, you know, we can just use a private call. Hey Alvine, how are you doing?
Yo, what's up? It's all good?
Yes. Yeah, so you would likely want to do this in French, would you? Tu vas probablement vouloir le faire en français? Okay, so je vais traduire. I'm just going to translate what he says. I know the stream numbers are pretty dormant right now, of course, new channel and everything, but we still want to be as inclusive as possible. So let's find a first question. Comment était le début de la saison pour vous autres? On arrive dans la saison, on ne connaît pas les équipes, pas trop surpris, pas agréablement désagréable. Ou de manière générale, on commence en force la saison.
Oui, on s'en force, mais je te dirais qu'on a pas mal de déceptions ces games-ci, surtout la première.
OK.
Parce qu'on était comme une équipe un peu rouillée, je te le cacherai pas. Là, ça fait longtemps qu'on n'a pas joué ensemble. Il y a eu
OK.
beaucoup d'erreurs, il y a eu beaucoup de miss drone. Fait que, tu sais, certes, on a gagné, mais on s'attendait à gagner, mettons, plus facilement.
Je vois. Fait que je vais traduire. I'm just going to translate what I asked him and what he said. So it was a very generic question, but hey, that's the beginning of the season. You of course won. How energetic were you, or how were you going into this match? Ready or not that much? And the answer was not that much. So he said that as a team they were somewhat rusty. So could have done better, missed drones, communications, or team cohesion wasn't exactly the best, unfortunately. And all around could have been better, but of course it will get better because now they're starting to play together again. Et donc là, la première, especially the first map, he said, was a map that has been a bit more hit or miss. Second question in French. Donc la deuxième question va être, là tu avais spécifié la première map comme étant une map sur laquelle vous avez eu des performances un peu plus basses, mais en même temps, votre marge de victoire, c'était quoi? C'était un 7-3, alors que la deuxième map, vous l'avez gagné 7-2. Donc au niveau des performances, vous avez quand même mieux joué la deuxième map. Vous pouvez expliquer un peu le comment, du pourquoi?
Café, c'est tout simplement une map qu'on maîtrise quand même assez bien.
Okay.
On n'a pas besoin de. En tout cas, surtout, je dis pas que l'équipe l'autre bord était pas de challenge, mais ce que je veux dire, c'est que c'est pas une équipe qui demandait nécessairement un gros tryhard intense, mettons.
Okay.
Dans une map qu'on maîtrise quand même assez bien, on s'est permis de jouer comme plus. Pas ses talents nécessairement, mais mettons, sans montrer nos strats, parce qu'on savait aussi que c'est une map qui est beaucoup stratée, qu'on maîtrise, qu'on a gagné le titre de champion de la Cerberus, sur cette map-là. Fait que, on voulait pas trop expose, fait qu'on on a dit, écoute, on va y aller, genre, plus au school, on va y aller, genre, on va juste chiller, mais on sait qu'on maîtrise la map, fait qu'au final, on n'a pas besoin de tryhard. Tandis que la première map, c'est une map qu'on maîtrise pas tant, on n'a pas straté vraiment, fait que c'est une map qu'on a beaucoup plus bûché pour aller chercher les rounds, mais en même temps, pour l'effort qu'on a mis, on s'attendait à gagner beaucoup plus facilement maintenant.
Je vois.
Tu comprends ce que je veux dire par là?
Fait que je vais traduire ça. So here is the question I asked him, and here's the answer I got. So it was a follow-up to the first question, right? I asked you talked about the first map being somewhat of a disappointment, or you could have done better on the first map, but then of course the performances were better on the second map than on the first, or the metric being used is the lead with which they won. So they won 7-3 on the one map and on the poorly performed map, and 7-2 on the better map. And the question was like, why exactly were you performing worse in your mind when your results why were the results this way? And the answer was basically Café is a map they know very well. Café is a very highly stratted map, so on a few things, first and foremost, if they know it so well, they're going to be comfortable to play it by instinct, or to play it without delving too deep into their strategies and all that good stuff. Being a strat heavy map, they didn't want to expose their strats either, right? So I don't want to say they monkeyed. Puis ça, tu comprends sûrement ce que je suis en train de dire.
Ouais.
They didn't exactly monkey, but they also went, by reflexes and by gun skill alone, which is, for example, really easy to illustrate by talking about spawn kills. If you play strats, or if you play, I'm going to say a bit more passive or a bit more safe, you wouldn't technically spawn kill. But I'm just going off and elaborating on what he told me. Donc ouais, bravo à toi. J'ai pas trop d'autres questions. Là, c'était une game relativement courte, relativement intéressante. Globalement, je te demanderais, ou je vous demanderais d'uploader vos mosses sur le site web Mediafire, puis de me les mettre, s'il vous plaît, dans le chat de la partie. Parce que dès qu'on rentre les scores, le chat va être barré, le chat va être fermé. Donc il va falloir qu'on rentre que vous m'envoyez les mosses avant que je rentre les scores. OK?
All right.
Merci. Et encore une fois, bravo pour ta victoire. Puis je pense que ça va être ça pour nous. Fait que bonne soirée à toi. Puis à la prochaine.
Yeah, bye.
All right. Salut, man. So I'm just going to translate what I told him, but in the meantime, that was it for the interview. Didn't have too many questions for him, and it was ultimately fairly short, or not too eventful match, in the sense that, like he said, not too many strats, or nothing too particular to dissect and to talk about. So I'm going to go back to what I was saying, but before, I asked him to turn in the MOS files, and I'm going to have to ask Arson Esports, or the opponents here, to do the same. So guys, I'm talking to the players here. Please, your MOS, your anti-cheat MOS files, please upload them to mediafire.com. You're going to get a share link, and paste that share link into the match chat before we enter in the scores, because once we enter the scores, the thread is then going to be locked. But yeah, without further ado, the last thing I wanted to talk about was the upcoming matches, or the future of this game week. Tomorrow, just like today, there are going to be 2 games in parallel. So, of course, we're going to be able to only cast one of these. And it is going to be the barn burner match that basically everyone wants to see, being OnlyFans against Mishmash Gaming. So, absolute 2 titans of teams are going to be facing off against each other, and this might very well be the single best game of the main season. I myself will not be free to stream nor to cast it, which is extremely disappointing, but we are going to have a caster. It is either going to be Alvin himself, that you just heard right here. It would be in French, of course, but better casted in what for some of you is going to be a foreign language than not casted and not streamed at all. And there's also a hypothesis that maybe we could get the Mishmash Gaming owner to cast the game, because he's a part-time caster himself. So that could also be interesting to get an English cast going. I do realize that for some of you that could seem like a conflict of interest. But if he was to cast his own team, we would be extremely prudent to make sure that no cheating is possible. Namely, the owner, Scummy or Tyler, would, if he ends up casting in the first place or at all, would be casting on a clean feed, which we are, not me myself, but our production crew would be sending him with a built-in or baked-in delay. So he would be getting the clean feed with a 3 or 4.5 minutes delay, and couldn't do anything to cheat with it, as any information he would get would be delayed. So yeah, those are the possibilities we're looking into tonight. So tomorrow it's going to start at 7:30 Eastern time, and there's also at 8 p.m. going to be a match between Freezing Frog and 5 Men's. This match is not going to be casted, and also the teams will only play up to two matches tomorrow. So should it be a 1-to-1 situation, the third map would then be postponed to a later date. So yeah, I think this is pretty much everything I had to tell you tonight. So I hope you enjoyed the show. I know I did enjoy producing it. Thank you all for being here. So tomorrow, 7:30, same channel. But 2 other teams and an amazing match to be expected. Thank you all for having been here. Have an amazing rest of the night, and see you all tomorrow.
seconds.